Alright, good morning, folks. This is Talon McRom back with Rings of Saturn. This will be going onto my YouTube channel after I'm done with the stream. We're going to be continuing the story I started in my first YouTube video. This will be my first stream of this story, but there's a video out there for my introduction. The sound on that one wasn't very good, so we're trying this with a new setup. But this is the Disturbed Youth is the name of the ship, and if y'all hear a little bit of background noise, that's just my kid playing in the background. Hopefully it won't be too noisy. So we're going to jump right back into it here. We're back at the station, and we just made our first 74,000 on top of the 20,000 you start with. So we're going to see if we can't pick up some equipment, or perhaps even a crew member, to make our lives a little bit better. Let's see here. An engineer wouldn't be bad, but I really want a geologist. Here we go. So she's decent at price prediction. Not great on mineral discovery range, but she's okay at it. Don't need a pilot right now. Oh, here we go. Now this person, she wants like 11,000. You know, for her salary, but she's got a really high accuracy on prediction for price and a better discovery range, so she'd be pretty good. Like, yeah. Why would I go with the master one? The only difference is the price accuracy is a little higher. Oh, hello. Oh, experience is beginner. Education is master. Alright. Mechanics. Education high. Let's go back up here to the 11,000 one. Where was it? There we go. Education high, experience 11,000. Yeah, we'll take her because we'll hire her. That'll give us a geologist. That will help us. That'll help us with keeping an idea of how things are going. Alright, so next salary due date. So this date is important. This tells us when we have to next pay. So we have to pay. So it's monthly with salary. Alright, we can usually fix that. Alright, let's go into the equipment dealer here and see if we can't get something to make our lives a little bit easier. So we can get this basic nano drone storage. That would be nice. But let's see if we can't get something that actually lets us use said nano drones. Let's see here. We'll just, we'll just grab this basic nano drone storage. So we'll just grab that. There we go. See how that affects our power consumption here. We're still looking good. So now we need, let's see here. Where is it? Here, yeah, here we go. Low stress hard point. We want the. Where is it? Is it the tug nano drones? Getting the intercept and bring them to a relative stop. So this is what we eventually want. This here tug nano drones, because they basically, when you break rocks, they stop the pieces of ore that you're trying to collect from escaping you. And all this has its different uses, but since we're kind of low on funds, let's go ahead hit the minerals market real quick, see how things are selling, so we get an idea of what we're going to look for. So B's down, iron's up, interestingly enough. Not super high, but it's up a bit. Palladium's up, which is nice. Platinum's down. Vanadium's down. I don't remember what W is, but that's up. So we're looking for W and iron right now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and launch. So you just click this launch button. Got everything refueled and topped off. So now, there's a couple of strategies to this. You can go like deeper in if you want. That increases your launch cost. So, like, notice our launch cost is like 79,000. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch pretty shallow, and then, all right. So you see that nice little kind of ridge-looking thing there? You want to aim for those, because those generally tend to be fairly rich in minerals. So we're gonna do this, and what we're gonna do is once we launch, we're gonna just drift deeper into the rings instead of stopping, because we got to make back those launch costs, that 16,000 we just spent to launch. And then of course we got to pay our geologist we just hired 11,000 a month, so our goal is more than 27,000. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to go ahead and get up to speed a little bit here. So we're currently traveling at like 47 kilometers a second. We can actually pump that up a little bit, get that closer to 50. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate around. So our main engine's in the back. So then when it comes time to stop, we can stop easily. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drift for a bit. This will let us get deeper in without the cost associated with launching into a deeper point. And you can see we're going to have to like avoid rocks. So now we're passing all these rocks, so we kind of on this little map up here, we want to kind of get to this point right here. There we go. And there's a nice little heading between these rocks over here as we drift further in. Now, ideally, we want to avoid any encounters with other ships, because some other ships are pretty chill. They're other miners. Some of them will even help you with mining. They'll haul resources back and, you know, increase your overall haul. Some of them will act as guards and basically chase off pirates if pirates start to become a problem, because there are pirates in the game. And then, of course, some are pirates that will go out of their way to destroy your ship and cripple your ship. Now, we've got a mass driver, so it's not like we're unarmed, even though we're using it primarily as a mass driving tool to break up rocks. It is perfectly acceptable to use it to break up ships, and yes, you can harvest parts from the ships. Well, not necessarily parts, but like resources from the ships you break up if you end up in a situation where you're fighting pirates. You can also pick up the life pods of people and take them back to the station, generally for a cash reward. If they're pirates, they'll pay you a bounty. If they're stranded pilots, they'll generally pay you like a rescue fee. It's a good way to make a little extra cash if you have the opportunity. You can also find, you know, other objects out here. Let's try and not hit that rock. Try and swing around and go a little deeper here. Don't want to use too much fuel doing this. What I really need is a better engine so I can accelerate to a higher speed and dive deep faster. As you can see, as we get deeper in, it's getting much more cluttered in here. There's a lot more rocks around. So we kind of want to shoot for this little high visibility area. on the map there. We're getting close. We're about halfway there, so that's good. And let's go a little further south. By the way, this is a technique I learned from watching another YouTuber, so don't think this is original to me. But let's see here. You know, the density around here is pretty good. We might actually stop here and do some mining. Yeah, let's bring ourselves to a stop here. We're going to break some of these rocks. We're not quite in as deep as I intended. Like, kind of the super sweet spot from what I hear is like 100 kilometers into the rings, which I've done that once or twice, but we're going to see what we get here. I'm going to break this rock. Anything interesting? We've got... No, this one's more valuable. That's what we've got. We'll probably try and chase that one down if it doesn't wander off too far. Come on. Let's catch up to it. Come on, Chip. You can do this. But seeing this this W material, which, again, the elemental name is escaping me right now, is a good sign. I mean, this is actually, we chose a decent spot, especially since we saw the price on that was up. Like, that's a $4,000 rock right there. I'm not going to complain about a $4,000 rock. I wouldn't complain about a $4,000 rock in real life. Alright. Let's not hit that. Wow, we managed to not hit that. What's that? Ooh, that's a $9,000 rock. Let's get that one. We'll grab this one. We'll put a little speed on to grab this $9,000 rock here before it escapes. There we go. Got it. Now we'll get back to chasing our $4,000 rock. So what I'm using is the autopilot system here. Basically telling it match that speed relative to the rock we're chasing. Which is really handy, and we're going to stop. We're going to... We'll head towards this rock down here, since we've kind of drifted a bit. Might head back north in a bit. Come on. Head towards the rock. There we go. So it can be a little slow. What do we got here? Not the most valuable rock. Only 2,000, but 2,000 is better than nothing. I've seen a lot worse. Alright, let's see here. Let's go towards this one. Bring ourselves to a stop. Breaker. What do we got? Wow, that one just went flying off. Yeah, that wasn't super valuable anyways. What about here? Oh, this one broke into smaller rocks for us. And we got... Oh, we got some palladium, I think. There we go. Let's go grab this one here before he escapes too far. This is where having the nano drones would be nice. Well, they won't stop these big chunks, they will stop those little chunks that are breaking off and running off. What do we got here? Ooh, some more palladium. There we go. It's only 1,800 bucks. But 1,800 bucks, 1,800 bucks. Hello. Alright. So, slow it down a little bit before we smash into something. I'm gonna back away from this one a little bit. Or not. No, we discovered an anomaly. Where's the anomaly? See that thing that flashed on the viz screen? Some sort of anomaly around here. Alright, so let's go into J. Let's talk to our astrogator. Where is it? Anomaly. There's an anomaly over here somewhere. So we could actually start heading towards that. Let's go get this $5,000 rock over here. And start heading towards that anomaly. $5,000 up. Alright, let's see what we can find here. I'm curious about that anomaly we saw. Could be a pirate. Could be weird artifact. Could be a distress beacon. All kinds of things. Let's see if we can't get over there and investigate while I chase this rock. It happens to be this direction anyways. What do we got here? Nice. Nice little grab right there. Oh, that's a nice rock right there. Let's grab that rock, because we do need to make some money. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Got it. Alright, let's keep heading towards that anomaly over this way. Let's head a little further south so we don't smash into these rocks here. So we got plenty of fuel, and we got like 50,000 or 54,000 in the cargo hold, which means we're gonna be making some money. So let's check our astrogator. How far are we from that? It looks like it's a bit south of us, if I'm reading that right. There it is. Oh, there's a rock. Click that. That's gonna be some damage. But it did get us a more valuable rock. That is heading right towards that big rock. Come on, up, over the rock. There we go. Alright, made it. Close on just some of these. See if we can't catch this one real quick before it gets too far. Go chase this one over here to give us a little more cash. Alright, let's check where we are as far as the anomaly is. It's still pretty far below us. So let's go down this way. Actually, we'll rotate so we can get the main engine firing. And then we'll rotate around again. So that we can use the main engine to stop when we get closer to that anomaly. With any luck, there'll be something valuable. Although with bad luck, it could also be something that's going to blow us up. So we'll find out. Let's see here. We ought to be getting mildly close to that. No, we still got a ways to go. And we're at half fuel already. But we're at 63,000, so that's good. So we still got plenty of fuel, plenty of delta V. Delta V basically being like your mass to fuel ratio before we really need to start being worried about getting out of here. With a fairly decent haul, actually. So one of the other upgrades I would really like to get is there's a little like microwave refinery type setup you can get for your cargo area. It'll basically burn off the H2O you pick up and collect some of it as fuel and refine the other stuff into refined materials, which you sell for... what's that? I guess I clipped a rock. I didn't realize it. That's gonna make me guess that I'm probably gonna have some damage to repair when I get back to the station. That's kind of one of the problems with like some of this. Get rid of that rock before. Wow, I guess that rock didn't give us anything. This one. Nothing out of that one either. Alright, well, let's turn around, burn some more fuel, and keep heading towards this anomaly. Oh, yeah, there's some rocks right there. Let's see if we can't avoid some of these rocks. Avoid all these rocks, preferably. There we go. Thread that needle. Okay. Get the ship spun around so we can use our main engine to come to a stop and get kind of where we want to be. Let's check our map. And we're getting closer to that anomaly. Again, one thing to remember is time is passing as you do things in this game. It affects like when you have to pay your crew, affects how long repairs take, all kinds of stuff. You can hear the LiDAR going crazy when being close to some of these rocks. And there she is. There's the anomaly. Let's see what we got here. Looks like she has powers down, so J, yeah, geologist. Sure, let's do this getting into EVA. Alright, so it looks like she's gonna go aboard. Okay, closing in on steel links, the hull's a mess. Scarring, fractures, few panels look like they were patched with whatever was on board. Picking up a week. My suit reads air, but it's thin, cold. Life support. It's technically running, but I wouldn't read this. There's ice buildup on the vents. Alright, assign crew. Walkers are empty. Okay, so she's telling us to find out what went wrong. Alright, so we're kind of just following the ship as our crew member investigates. This is burning fuel like crazy. Reactor's output was unstable because fuel rods weren't moving properly. So overheated the turbine. So let's move back away from this thing before it runs into us. Fought against it fleeing, then one day just completely gave up. Alright, there we go. Move it a little closer. Try to get her stopped. Alright. Let's see if she can still hold together. And she's gonna see what she can do. Alright. We may lose our crew member. We may get ourselves a ship before I crash into this rock. Oh, we acquired a rock. Nice. And we acquired a ship.
Why is this all tied up?
There we go. Nice.
Why did you do
So let's grab some of this stuff here. If we can. And grab some of these rocks. What we'll probably do is head back to station now. Because I think the other ship will follow us. So that's the first time I've ever salvaged like a ship. Alright, let's get closer and see what she said. This can work, basically. Yeah, okay. Looks like we can salvage the ship. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to J, Astrogator. We're going to do that. And we're going to plot a course. And get us heading towards home. I think the other ship will come with us. Or I just lost my geologist. We'll find out. Alright. Let's see what happens when we get back to base. Oh, lost and found. Got an achievement for that. Yeah, we did find some decent stuff. Made 73,000, so not bad. I think we'll just sell everything, because again, we just need cash in hand right now. Oh, no, we still have our crew member. And we have a fleet. Alright, so let's take a look at this sucker. And what's up with this thing? Examine the ship. Oh yeah, no, it's got all kinds of problems. Look at that. Engine's toasted, railgun's toasted. Thrusters are toasted, reactor and computer are basically toasted. So we're just gonna sell this thing for, you know, 300,000. I'll take that. There we go. So we just made a whole bunch of money, so we can do all kinds of upgrades. All right. So let's go to our repairs because we're gonna need to check some stuff. Well, nothing's in too bad a shape. Now, one of the things we do probably need is a mechanic. Because a mechanic will let us... That's not bad. He might be self-taught, but he's cheap. And he's got good jury rig and repair limit, so... Not the best, but you know, we're going to hire a mechanic. Because now what we can do is we can do repairs. And as these things get damaged, the mechanic can fix them instead of us having to replace them. Alright, so let's see what we can do as far as new components. Let's see here. Let's see if we can't get that drone. We also get this cargo container, so this guy basically gives us extra cargo storage. Now it can only hold one ore. This guy can hold multiple ores, but they add weight That's one of the main problems. The mining companion is interesting because it will go and pick up ores and stuff. But let's see if we can't get tug drones. Tug drones are expensive, but they're going to make mining a lot easier. The haul drones are the ones that pull things to the ship, if I remember correctly. Yeah, towards the ship. And then infrared laser rig provides power. The data rooms. Outfits the drones on the fly with required toolheads and directs them to... Oh, this apparently does repair work. That's kind of cool. Alright. Never messed with that one. Let's go ahead and buy these tug drones, because that's going to make life a lot easier when it comes to mining. And then, if we can get any other upgrades, let's take a look at our cargo bay and see what we can do here. We get the baffles, reduce our cargo bay a little bit, but will keep us from losing ore. Or we can get this auto on-off ore purifier. Let's see here. Heating element, increased volume, all the chains. Sublimate water from cargo and capture it via cryo refining for propellant processing. Completely removed its mineral processing functionality. Larger processing area and improved efficiency, but the induction of electrical heating results in higher power consumption. So this doesn't do mineral processing, but it will basically convert water to fuel. So basically we'll bring back less water and more ore. So we'll go ahead and grab that too. And then we'll also grab the baffles, because that'll keep the stuff in. Oh, I guess okay, so we can only have that or the baffles. Got it. Never mind. So we'll take this then, because I'd rather reclaim fuel while out and about. There we go. And we can always go to the dealer and look at other ships if we want. Like, some of these are nice, like this one's pretty cool. I've used this one before, or at least this style of ship. It has some built-in stuff. I've never gotten one of these though. But anyways, let's get ready to launch, and we'll launch another dive real quick. So let's see here. Where do we want to aim? That's only 3,000 to drop in there. So let's do that. We'll just drop in, and we'll just do our whole drift in deeper thing. All right.
Shipwreck, here I come.
Okay, let's go ahead and max out our thrust here. And we'll get the ship spun around. Now we drift. Reactor temperature's looking good. I think the little questionables are Delta V. That's mainly because our ship's a little heavy. That's okay. But that's only going to get worse. That's fine. As long as it's not 0, we're fine, for the most part. I've heard 1500 is not a bad target for your Delta V. We're at 7400. But because basically what your Delta V determines is how long it takes for your ship to get back to the base. And that's based on mass versus fuel and all that kind of stuff. Well, we really want to kind of start getting into this more dense area before we start really mining. Not saying you can't find decent materials out here, just not as common. But there's a further upgrade to this. You can see that it's changed the shape of my cargo bay because I've added that fuel reclamation system that will basically convert water I find into fuel, so ice into fuel. There's an upgraded version that also refines the ores you find into the refined metals, which increases your value per kilogram, basically. Oh, got another ship nearby. Let's see here, astrogator, pilot. Say hail. Alright. Okay, so he doesn't want to fly with us. And G, the other pilot out there, is apparently an old friend of the mechanics. There you go. So there's all kinds of like little stories, like your crew can talk to people. Our mechanics talking to someone named Alonzo. They're talking. Yeah, he still works for me.
Aha.
Alright. Discovered big LiDAR contact. Alright. So let's move up this way. Basically, they told us there's a big signature out here somewhere. So if we go to the astrogator, where's that big LiDAR contact? It's way out there deep. So you can see it's past the belt. Yeah, the first belt there. Which may be a little hard for us to get in this particular ship. You can do it. I've seen people do dives like that in the first starting ship where they just go like, you know, deep into the rings. But that also involves like sitting here for like 10 minutes watching your ship drift through space. Which, I mean, is kind of what we're doing. But I think we'll stop here and start mining, because this is decently, you know, dense area, and we're going to just stop the ship. And start hitting some of these rocks. Wow, that one just had nothing. Alright, there we go. Oh, that one's flying off. So you can see the drone stopped it, and stopped that one over there as well. I'll go ahead and break up this rock too, just because it's right here in front of us. And you can see it's using my drone parts there. You can see all of these rocks here are worth like, you know, between 3,000 and 4,000. So we're gonna go and start grabbing some of them, get them into the cargo hold here. This one. So as long as the cargo is kind of here in the bottom, it'll process it, burn off the water and stuff. This is where I wish I had the cargo baffles as well. Too while we're at it. And so this little chart over here where it shows the ship sort of full, that's showing you how much reaction mass you have left. So that's where having this particular get stuck in here, scoop there. Try and get some. Try and get some speed to kind of shut those in. Alright. So, there we go. There. They got stuck in the jaws on the cargo bay there, which can be a real problem sometimes. Let's try not to hit that rock. Cycle it around. Head towards this guy. Don't mind this rock here. Let our drones go and stop them. I think we'll go for that nice $8,000 rock right there. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and get that one. Meanwhile, our microwave refineries burning off that water nicely for us, increasing the value of our payload by removing the non-valuable water. So head towards this rock here. There we go. Up to 28,000 in the cargo hold. Not a bad little haul for a few minutes of work. Looks like we have another ship out there, because that's what those, you see those little flashes on the visual feed up there. Those could be other ships. As you can start to see multiple, especially when they're near you. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and break this rock. We're run into it. What do we got here? Worth having too. It's another like few $1,000s there. Cool. Go ahead and start heading towards this rock over here. Well, that continues to burn off. Yeah, we're up to 40,000. We haven't even gotten that much inventory space here. Build up. Yeah, we got a pirate. Okay, we just saw a blast go past us here. Let's see here. Pilot. Access you. Alright, so that's that guy. Alright, so they're basically, we're still too close to these guys, is what's going on here. That's why I saw that railgun, or that mass driver round go flying past us there just a second ago. So what we'll do is we'll probably start moving a bit deeper so we're a little further away from them. Alright. You know what? Let's just stop chasing this rock. We're just gonna stop chasing the rock. We're just gonna turn this way and go this way. Go deeper into this stuff here. That way we're not so close to these other miners and we don't risk hitting each other with our mass drivers and whatnot. Let's go north so we don't hit those rocks. Big rock there. Oh, we discovered something. Okay. Let's see here. Where's that big LiDAR contact? Astrometer. Oh, we got another big LiDAR contact. Kind of far away though. Gonna go after this one here, though. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Go after this one. Because that one's worth like $6,000 there. Alright, let's go see what this rock's got for us. Chunks here. Start with this one. This looks like it's mostly iron. Oh, there's a rock that's not iron. Not that one. Oh, there's a $4,000 rock over there. Get that one. Alright, let's see here. This little rock over here. Something that won't take us as many shots of the railgun to break up. 61,000 so far. We still got plenty of inventory space. What do we have? What do we have? This looks like we're probably iron. Oh, crazy good. We're also too far away. Come on, get closer to them, please. No, they were not iron. Let's stop here for a second. Get this one. There we go. I'm gonna go after that one because that's another about $6 grand. What have we got? And we'll go after this one as well. Something just hit that rock over there. Break this one up. Anything interesting? What do we got? Oh, platinum. Not crazy valuable of a rock, but $2 grand's $2 grand. You? What do you got? Oh, here we go. Another $6 grand. Well, almost $7 grand rock. So there we go. And with our cargo hold doing work of getting rid of the water for us. Our value is increasing. So we're up to 84,000 already on this run, which is nice. Let's see here. We got 2 rocks. Both of them look like they're going to be fairly decent. So let's go get this one first. We know what it is. So that's going to be another 4,000. Take us up to like 88,000 goods. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more here. Let's see what this guy is. Let me get closer to him. Slow it down a little bit. It's another rock worth about just shy of 4,000. So that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Good rock. I've seen like, 10,000 and stuff before. This one's going to be worth a few thousand. Alright, let's drift down this way a little bit. There's a rock down here. Let's head towards that rock. See if we can't break 100,000 in this one dive here. It doesn't involve salvaging a ship. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat 300,000 for almost 400,000 for finding a ship and salvaging it. Well, I guess we'll just grab this rock as we fly on in. There we go. Grab that one too, because that one's going to be pretty good. Another 5,500. Okay, we've hit 100,000 according to what our geologist thinks. We'll grab a few extras. A few extra ain't gonna hurt nothing. And those rocks are going with a little bit of speed, aren't they? It's one of the advantages of mining lasers is if you don't always necessarily get as much velocity on the rocks you break. Oh, here's a $10,000 rock. Yeah, I kind of wish it was that easy to make $10,000 in real life sometimes. That one's going to be tough. So you can't break him out of there a little bit. There you go. You're breaking up on me. Going all over the place. Alright, got a few rocks worth some money here. Somehow we managed to get out of that without any real damage on the ship, which is good. Okay, but we're getting close to heading back to port here. Not because of fuel, but because of cargo space. Go ahead and grab this iron rock just because it is here and it's got some value to it. Oh, I missed the one. Back up a little bit. There we go. Sometimes you just have to reposition a little bit. Maybe go a little faster. There we go. Alright, let's see here. There we go. What do we got? It's worth about a $3,000 rock. That'll help us out a little bit. Let's see if we can push it up to 150,000 in cargo space. It might be hard. So I think we're full. Yeah, it looks like we're having trouble getting stuff. Yeah, you hear that constant sound. That's the ship trying to get the cargo bay doors closed. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back because I don't think we're going to get anything else in here. Alright, so let's head back. Plot a course. Alright. I'm trying to. Okay, so we have to clear out stuff here. There we go. Now we can start matching the trajectory. Come on. There it goes. So we have to zoom out a little bit. Cool. Now we got everything lined up. That rock was in the way. Let's see how much we got when we get back to the station here. Well, we had 131,000. That's not bad. A lot less ice than normal. This vanadium. I think it's vanadium. That's what V is. Alright. So let's go ahead and sell it all. Alright. I think we're going to stop there for today. I want to thank those of you who came by and joined the stream for hanging out. And we'll have this uploaded video. Again, if you want to support me, feel free to join my Patreon. Going to be taking and adding a credits scene at the end of these with all my Patreons that are on there. Don't have any right now, so don't have one right now. But hey, if y'all want to support me, do so. And thank you all for watching. Alright. You all have a great day.